Emergency press conference, ladies and gentlemen. Emergency press conference. We've got an 8-unit game of the year going off tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to tap on into that in just 1 second. You are tuned into the Dirty 630 show. We are DocSports.com. I am Griffin Murphy. Alongside me to my left or right is Nick Menken. Boys are back in action today, Monday, May 12th, 2025. Another winning day in the books.
Come on.
Never gets old, and we're going to keep on saying it, and we're going to keep on keeping on, baby. Yeah, on Friday, we gave out a 5% whale shot on the New York Yankees. They absolutely blistered the Athletics in a 12-2 final. We did drop all of our parlays, but it doesn't matter. We still ended the day up 1%. And on top of that, dating back all the way up 4 weeks ago on Monday, the boys are up 69% in profit on the Dirty 630 show. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else to say at this point. I mean, give me a damn break. Boys are absolutely trolling these books right now, keeping it rolling. We try to get the show up Monday through Friday by 1 p.m. Eastern time. Now, before we go any further, Nick, tell them what you got going on over at the website tonight, baby, and what's going on tap tonight. Let's roll.
Play of the year here tonight in the NHL, ladies and gentlemen. On Saturday, we ended up hitting our 7-unit best bet with the Winnipeg Jets. Last night on the NBA hardwood floor, we hit our 7-unit best bet with the Indiana Pacers, plus the points. Keep those points as they won that game outright. Absolutely on fire here right now in both NBA and NHL. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have my play of the year. I have not thrown one out this year. I'm throwing out one play of the year. It is tonight, 9:30 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to tap in. You do not want to miss that. That's a part of a 2-pack. It has both games on the NHL side of things. So we're locked and loaded. No more explanation here for me. We got a game of the year, Griff. What do you got going on at the website?
Well, I'm not going to go any further than that. I've got one play that I'm going to talk about tonight. Other than that, everybody needs to jump on this 8-unit play of the year. I know the play. I'm tailing it. I don't give a damn. I'm on it as well. Phenomenal play, whatever. 8-unit game of the year for Nick tonight, guys. I have a 7-unit in the NBA. It's a totals play. So if you guys want some numbers action, some totals action, I've got that on tap tonight. 7-unit best bet in the later NBA game tonight. When it comes to baseball, I've got 3 selections tonight. 7 units in total. Got a player prop, 4-unit best bet, and cashed over the weekend. Soccer currently on a 4-0 run for over $2,000 in profit. Hit back-to-back 7-unit best bets.
Boom.
Looking at corking an 8-unit play of the year tomorrow. I'm just waiting on this line. If it comes out the way I want it to come out, we're going to pop this bastard. If not, we're going to hold off. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to jump, with that being said, shout out Joe and Linda. Anyways, going even deeper right now. With that being said, if you guys want to get on Nick's game of the year tonight, I mean, you do not want to miss these games. These are the games that we live by as a company. We absolutely thrive across these. 8-unit game of the year. If you guys want to get on that play for free, DocSports.com/free60. There you can go grab yourself a free $60 account. You could use that free $60 on our premium selection. So if you guys want to get on Nick's 8-unit game of the year for absolutely free, use that link. If you guys want to get on both of our plays, as well as my NBA totals play, you can jump on that as well for absolutely free. Now, with that being said, Nick, what kind of sauce are we drenching out today?
We got to stick with that Parmesan garlic here. We haven't had a losing day, so we're going to stick with it, ladies and gentlemen. We got 4 parlays in this system. We have 2-team parlays. We have 1 3-team parlay, and we have 1 Hail Mary, granddaddy of them all, 4-team parlay. Griffin and I will go off increments of $100. Stick to the wrist. We say it each and every video, each and every day. Stick to that wrist, ladies and gentlemen. If you were playing $5 on the parlay system, play $5, and then your whale bet $25. Griff, talk to me about our whale bet, our backbone, our money shot.
Backbone, bread and butter. Before I touch up on this, remember, ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday. Friday, we are getting extra dirty in the 630. So remember that. We're getting ready to launch this thing. We are going to be going 7 days a week, not 5 days a week anymore. We will not be passing up on weekends. And you guys will be notified with all of our selections based on text. So that comes out on Friday. Get ready for the extra dirty 630 show, baby. We're more jacked up than we could be on belief. But getting back to the bread and butter. So with that, we've got 4 parlays in this system. Inside of those parlays, you will be risking 1%. And then we give out an individual selection shot. That is a 5% bow and arrow shot. So to say, prime example, on Friday, we dropped all 4 of our parlays, but we hit our 5% whale shot with the Yankees. Automatically ended that day in profit, 1% on the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will touch up on this volatility of the system later on in the show. But if your $5 was 1% back in the end of February, your $5 should still be 1%. And if your $25 was your 5% shot, it should still be $25 at 5%, dating all the way back to February, because we're up 69%. And now it's time to rock and roll. Parlay time, baby. Get the juices flowing. We are on the diamond. Game number 1. We've got the Washington Nationals rolling into Atlanta to play the Braves. Braves minus 185 on the money line. Total sitting at 8.5. Very interesting pitching matchup here as we have Jake Irvin getting the start for Washington. Irvin, he's 2-1 on the year. He's got 48 innings of work and a solid 3.94 ERA, 33 strikeouts and 14 walks. And then for the Braves, we've got Grant Holmes getting the start with a high 4.58 ERA. Atlanta, they're just 5-5 in their last 10 games. They're coming off a loss. Washington, on the other hand, they have dropped 5 consecutive matchups. But we're not looking at full game here, ladies and gentlemen. Washington, they edge in pitching here in the starting sequence. Washington also is 18th in team batting average, but 7th in stolen bases. I love Washington here. They're going to be extremely aggressive on the base path, considering the fact that they've dropped 5 consecutive matchups. They're going to want to score runs early in this game to try to get an edge, especially with the better pitcher in this matchup. Give me the Nats here. First 5 innings, odds of plus 140 for game number 1. Nick, game 2.
Boom. We got the Miami Marlins and the Chicago Cubs here. Cubs minus 225 here on the money line. That total sitting at 8.5. The Marlins, they just lost to the Chicago White Sox. They dropped 2 out of 3 games over the weekend. Now they got one of the best offenses here in baseball in the Chicago Cubs, averaging 5.7 runs per game. Cal Quantrill will make his start here against the Cubs. He's 2-3. Nothing too overpowering for these Cubs hitters. Let's not overthink it. You got Colin Ray on the mound for the Cubs. He's 2-0 here with an ERA under 2.5 here, sitting at a 2.43. I think the Cubs hitters get to Quantrill in this one. Give me the Chicago Cubs on the run line, minus 1.5 over the Miami Marlins. So for our first 2-team parlay, we are taking the Nationals first 5 innings, and we are taking the Chicago Cubs on the run line, minus 1.5 at odds of plus 335, ladies and gentlemen. Let's head on over to our second 2-team parlay. Staying on the diamond, we got the Boston Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers here. The Boston Red Sox, slight favorite. Boston coming in this series on a 2-game winning streak, while the Detroit Tigers, they're on a 2-game losing streak here, just losing to the Texas Rangers 6-1 on Sunday. Now they'll have the kid, Joe, back on the mound. He's 2-0 to start this season. The kid's stuff is nasty, but in his last outing, he only went 3.2 innings of work, 8 hits, and 6 earned runs against the Colorado Rockies. He's definitely looking for a bounce-back game here. The Red Sox will have Tanner Hochik on the mound. He's 0-2 on the season. He has an ERA over 6. He's a right-handed hitter. This Detroit Tigers team likes right-handed hitting. Give me the Detroit Tigers here, money line over the Boston Red Sox for game number 1. Griff, hit him with game 2.
Staying on the diamond, Colorado Rockies rolling into Texas to play the Rangers. Rangers minus 265 on the money line. Total sitting at 8.5. Tyler Mahle gets the start for Texas with a 3-1 record. He's got 42.2 innings of work. Stellar 1.48 ERA. Texas also at home. They're 12-8. They're on a 2-game winning streak, and they just took 2 of 3 in Detroit. Colorado, they're the worst team in baseball with a record of 7-33. They're 2-17 on the road, 2-8 in their last 10 games. Take the Rangers here on the run line. Odds of minus 135. So for our 2-team parlay,
come on, baby.
The Tigers on the money line, and we'll be taking the Rangers on the run line. Odds of plus 260. Now, always, and we're doing it again. Volatility, damn it. Volatility. Ladies and gentlemen, if your 1% was $5 dating back to February 24th, when we started this show, it should still be $5 at 1%. $25 should still be your 5% bow and arrow shot. Do not change a damn thing. You guys see how lucrative this system is. Ups, downs, ups, downs. Think about it. If we didn't hit that Yankees game on Friday, we would have got rinsed 9%. So that is our saving grace, our bread and butter. But most importantly, our risk management, which is key. And that is why this makes the system so profitable. When you're down, you want to screech back up to profit. And when you're up, you hit them hard, baby. Back in action, 3-team parlay. Shift into the NBA hardwood. We've got the Boston Celtics laying 6.5, rolling into New York to play the Knicks. Total sitting at 208.5. New York, they lead the series 2-1. Boston came into New York down 2-0 in the series and canned a 115-93 win in their most recent matchup. Boston held New York to just 20% from the arc, 40% from the field, and actually lost on boards and points in the paint. It's obvious. Boston, they need to win from the field, and they need to play better defense in this matchup. Boston finished regular season going fifth across defensive ratings, and this metric becomes extremely bold based on their most recent game. I believe that momentum carries over tonight. Lay the wood here with the Celtics at -6.5 for game number 1. Nick, game 2.
Game 2 going on the ice. We got the Washington Capitals and the Carolina Hurricanes here. Hurricanes heavy favorite, -260 here on the money line. That total sitting at 5.5. This series is 2-1 in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes here. This game for the Hurricanes, they play their best hockey at home here. They're at home again. This is why this line is so juiced. They beat the Capitals in game 3, 4-0 on their home ice. But in my eyes, this Washington Capitals season is on the line. You don't want to go back to Washington down 3-1 in this series, knowing that you got to come back to Carolina. I think they keep this game close. Logan Thompson plays a close, competitive game here in net with Anderson. I love the Capitals here. Maybe +1.5, maybe an overtimer. I like the Capitals here, +1.5 over the Carolina Hurricanes. Great value here on the +1.5. Let's go to game 3 of this third and final leg here. We got the Milwaukee Brewers and the Cleveland Guardians here. The Milwaukee Brewers slight favorites, -125. That total sitting at 8.5. These Brewers, they just won their last game against the Tampa Bay Rays 4-2 on Sunday. In their last 10 games, though, they're only 4-6. For Cleveland, on the other hand, they lost 2 straight games. Now they're at home here. This Brewers team will have Freddie Peralta. The Guardians will have Ben Lively. 2 good pitchers here, but this Brewers team just struggles to consistently produce runs on the road. I like the Cleveland Guardians here to snap out of their losing streak and to take this game, the first game of this series. So we were taking the Cleveland Guardians money line over the Milwaukee Brewers here. So for our 3-team parlay, we were taking the Boston Celtics -6.5. We were taking the Washington Capitals +1.5. And we were taking the Cleveland Guardians money line at odds of +620, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for our Hail Mary parlay, we're going back to the ice on that same game. We got the Washington Capitals and the Carolina Hurricanes. You know what it is. Carolina Hurricanes -260 on that money line. That total, though, sitting at a 5.5. Just like I said, the Carolina Hurricanes got that 2-1 lead in this series. Logan Thompson and Anderson in net. No over has went over in any of these games. Give me the under. Let's not overthink it. Under 5.5 goals in the Washington Capitals and the Carolina Hurricanes. Griff, hit him with game 2.
Game 2 shifting back to the Diamonds. St. Louis Cardinals rolling into Philly to play the Phillies. Phillies -180 on the money line. Total sitting at 8.5. St. Louis, they're torching right now. They've won 8 consecutive games. They're now 22-19 on the season. The issue for St. Louis has been road games all season long, with a brutal record currently sitting at 7-13. Philadelphia, they're 13-6 at home, 7-3 in their last 10 games, currently on a 2-game winning streak. And tonight, backed up by Christopher Sanchez. Sanchez is 4-1 on the year. He's got 44 Ks, just 14 walks, and a stellar 2.89 ERA. Let's rip the Phillies here on the money line. Odds of -180. Don't overthink it. Nick, game 3.
Game 3. Going back to the diamond, we got the Los Angeles Angels and the San Diego Padres here. Padres -210 on the money line. That total sitting at 7.5. The Padres, they lost yesterday against the worst team in baseball, the Colorado Rockies, 9-3. Losing to the worst team in baseball. Let's not overthink this. They're back at home. They got Michael King, their best arm here on the mound. I think they bounce back here in a big way, especially on the offensive side against these Los Angeles Angels. Give me the San Diego Padres here on the run line. Don't overthink it. -1.5 over the Los Angeles Angels. Griff, hit it with game number 4.
Game number 4. Let's rip this bastard to start the week up, baby. 14 parlay, game 4. Kansas City Royals rolling into Houston to play the Astros. Astros -125 on the money line. Total sitting at 8.5. Ryan Gusto gets the start for Houston with a 3-1 record. He's got 27.2 innings of work, 29 strikeouts, and 8 walks. He's got a dominant 2.93 ERA. Kansas City, they are struggling offensively right now, ranking 26th in baseball when it comes to offensive runs per game, averaging just 3.4 runs. They've dropped 2 consecutive games. They've scored 2 runs in their last 2 games. Pathetic. Houston, they just torched Cincy 6-0 last night. I believe this momentum sustains at home tonight. Give me the Astros here on the money line, -125. So for our 14 parlay, we're taking under 5.5 goals between Washington and Carolina. We're taking the Phillies on the money line. We're taking the Padres on the run line. And we are taking the Astros on the money line. Odds of +950. And now, as always, we touch up on this, the feedbacks, comments, all of that stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys like this show and you guys like Nick, can you do us a favor? Drop a fire sign and a hockey sign for that 8-unit game of the year. And also, I wanted to throw this out there. I've been looking at emojis trying to find a sauce one. Nick just spitted out some garlic today. So you know what? Drop a garlic sign in the comment section. You guys, we know we love when those comments get riled up. It only helps the show in the long-term run. Likes, notifications, all of that stuff. And remember, we record this show Monday through Friday by 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if your notifications are not turned on, smash that notification button and hit that subscribe button. That way you guys are notified every single time we drop another Dirty 630 show. And now it's time to get the bow and the arrow out. We live and die by it, baby. We're staying on the diamond. We got the New York Yankees rolling into Seattle to play the Mariners. Yankees minus 155 on the money line. Total sitting at 8.5. New York, they come into this game 23-17 on the year, 5-5 in their last 10 games. Just took 2 of 3 from the Athletics, scored nearly 30 runs in 3 games offensively. Emerson Hancock, he gets the start for Seattle. He's got a high 5.70 ERA, 23.2 innings of work, a 1-1 record. New York is first in runs scored offensively in the MLB, first in on-base percentage, first in slugging percentage, and first in home runs. I expect this Yankees team to tee the hell off of Hancock tonight and cover this 5% bow and arrow shot at odds of minus 155, baby. Boom, rocket, let's go.
Clark Schmidt, he's been the concern for this Yankees rotation all season long. He's still 0-1 on the season, looking for his first win. Hancock on the mound for the Mariners. I am trusting, just like Griff said, this New York Yankees team. They're first in about every category on that offensive side. I trust these New York Yankees to get the job done, especially over Hancock. Give me the New York Yankees on the money line over the Seattle Mariners for a 5% whale bet, baby. Boom!
Oh, let's rock, baby. Recap time. All right, let's roll. Parlay number 1, take the Nats first 5 innings, take the Cubs on the run line.
Good today.
Odds plus 335. Parlay number 2, take the Tigers on the money line, take the Rangers on the run line. Odds of plus 260. Parlay number 3, take the Celtics, lay the 6.5 points. Take the Capitals plus 1.5. Take the Guardians on the money line. Odds of plus 620. 4-team parlay. Take under 5.5 goals between Washington and Carolina. Take the Phillies on the money line. Take the Padres on the run line. Take the Astros on the money line. Odds of plus 950. And then the bow and the arrow, the one we live and die by, baby. We're taking the Yankees on the money line over to Seattle Mariners. Odds of minus 155, baby. Boom! And as always, we appreciate you guys continuously tuning into the Dirty 630
Have another week.
Thank God it is Monday. Thank God it is Monday. We got 5 shows on deck. We're ready to absolutely rip these bastards apart. We're up 69% on the show entering today, and we are ready to get extra dirty in the 630. Friday. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, on Friday, boys are coming in, tapped in, locked in. Whole huge weekend. We're going to absolutely fire off plays, blistering. But with all of that being said, Joe and Linda, with that being said, we appreciate everybody tuning into the Dirty 630 show. We are DocSports.com. I'm Griffin Murphy. Alongside me is Nick Menken. Remember, get on that 8-unit play of the year tonight, DocSports.com/free60. Doc Sports is the place you guys want to be. Best of luck to you guys. We will be back in action once again tomorrow. We appreciate you tuning in. And as always, boys and girls, DocSports.com, Dirty 630, lock and loaded, ready to go. See you tomorrow.